of earwax removal, and as such manufactured this device, and we train people not only in the UK but all over the world now. And so this is actually a video of one of our clear wax delegates from our training course of yesterday removing wax from another delegate here who also attended. So we had 3 delegates yesterday. I generally try and just limit training in 3s if possible. I think because it allows me to focus on those 3 throughout the course of the day. If you have too many, then sometimes I find that it's not each delegate's not getting the attention that they require. So, but yesterday we had a fantastic cohort of delegates. They're all 3 very good. We had 2 GPs, 1 local GP. I'm based in Leicester, and we had an audiologist from up north, the Manchester region. So, this is the one of the delegates writing. Now, they suffer from chronic wax, dry skin buildup, and one of the other delegates, after obviously we've been training them all day, so they were tasked to remove this. Now, what's great about endoscopic earwax removal is I can also be watching this on the screen whilst they're doing the procedure and giving advice, tips. Now, it's a fully blocked ear, and the delegate who attended was waiting all day anxiously, not anxiously, should I say, patiently, for their ears to be clean, because they do struggle, and historically they have ear syringing done, or irrigation, should I say, and obviously that's not really done anymore in the UK. So the delegate that I was teaching, we were using an ear hook, and there was a space at the top of the ear canal where I asked the delegate to glide in the ear hook into that space before rotating the hook into the wax and removing it. Now, naturally being obviously still a trainee, he did very well here. He got a big lump out in one piece, but initially when they turned the hook and pulled it out, the core of this dry skin and wax plug was quite hard, and the delegate was a bit unsure about going through that, and so the hook didn't go through the core and therefore didn't bring the piece out the plug out in one piece, and it went to the side and it almost dissected it. And that's why we trained the delegates. It's really good because I could sense that when the delegate was removing the plug. And so I just encouraged the delegate to have a bit more confidence and don't be afraid to get into the core of the wax and the plug to pull it out. Also, when you're using a hook and a Jobson horn, I was just advising the delegate, when you're extracting the hook back out, be sure that the tip of the hook, you can see the tip there, it's not fully embedded deep into the wax, because it can scratch the bottom of the ear canal and cut and abrade the base of the ear canal wall, and the patient can bleed. So I was just giving them tips there. Now, at this stage, you can see the top part of the eardrum, so half of this wax and dead skin is removed, and it's quite a firm wax, quite a lot of dry skin in there. And at the course, we want to train delegates to use all instrumentation, suction, hooks, and Jobson horn. And in this patient, I would myself use the hook and a Jobson horn to remove. So you can see the delegate's getting a lot more confident now. And now he's really into the plug, and he's really is being more confident to come through that. So the core is a bit more resistant. It's a bit firmer, stronger, harder to remove. Now, in a real patient, the patient at this stage, their symptoms were alleviated. Now, of course, we want to try and remove as much wax out as we can safely as possible, so we were continuing. This is where the delegate was going a bit further. You can see he had really good control there. So that was quite deep in the ear. Because there's an opening, they were able to use the hook to get into the behind the plug of wax, really deep. It's probably about 1 centimetre away from the eardrum, that was. And you can see more and more of the eardrum. Now, I must confess that I'll show you the point where I removed there was a bit where I kind of asked the delegate, just in a real patient, you would leave it as that. And there was a bit left, so I just did remove it myself. But that's right at the end. So all this, at this stage, is still the delegate. I think they're going to use a Jobson horn now, if I'm correct. Let's see. So the endoscope just came back out, so I asked the delegate to slow down, put the endoscope back into the ear, and there's the Jobson horn, and we're going to go to the back part of the ear canal now. And we said because it's got a larger surface area of the Jobson horn, hopefully it will remove it out in a bigger chunk. And at this stage I was telling the delegate, use gentle brush strokes when you're coming out, don't just scrape the bottom of the ear canal, just little brush strokes. And you'll see me doing that in a moment. I'll tell you the point where it's me taking over. So again, he's just going behind the plug of wax here and slowly coming forwards, and you can see it's just really slow. Now there's a big chunk there. So again, the majority of the wax is out now. It's just some on the peripheral posterior canal wall at the back, and also some at the base of the ear canal. You see, so the delegate, so this is something that they will have to improve on slightly, and they're aware of that. They were going through the hairs quite a lot when they're inserting the endoscope, and that can just kind of cause, it can just grease the view, blur the view slightly, although the view's still fantastic. So they're going to just work on that, the insertion part. And I think this is me now, so you can see the difference in views. I was going around the hair so they didn't get smeared. That's just, I think it's a bit more in focus. And then this last bit I just gently removed. Now again, the procedure actually had been completed at this stage. The symptoms would have been alleviated, but obviously patient was here. I felt kind of comfortable removing it, so I did. I wouldn't expect the delicate early on in their stage to remove that because it was really on the canal wall. There's a bit of residue around the edge, and again, is that going to cause the patient any symptoms? No, not really, but obviously I'm really confident doing all these procedures now, so I'm just going to mop up just at the entrance here. So I literally probably just removed 5% of the wax. Everything else the delegate did. I will give the delegate a shout out. His name is Haroon Khan. Just graduated audiologist a couple of years ago. Very keen, very impressed by his knowledge and skill level yesterday. And there's still work to do. There's a few pointers, as I explained in this video as well, like to avoid the hairs. And you insert in the endoscope, just make sure you stretch the ear fully wide open and then insert the instrument. But definitely on the right track. It was really well done to him yesterday. There's the patient's eardrum now. Also, we had another delegate. This patient's left ear was also full of blocked wax and dry skin, and we got the other delegate who attended to remove that, and I've got the video for that, so I will upload that in the next couple of days hopefully. But yeah, that's just what's possible with the right training, skill level, commitment, and we wish our clear wax